Have you ever heard someone say 0 hour and felt that sudden sense of urgency, like something big is about to happen? It's one of those phrases that just sticks with you, even if you don't fully understand why. But what does it actually mean, and why do we call it zero? Today we will uncover how a simple number became a symbol for critical moments, and why it still matters in our everyday lives, right here on History of Simple Things. At its simplest, 0 hour is the exact moment something is meant to begin. It's the starting point, the instant when all the waiting, planning, and preparation comes together. It could be the launch of a product, the start of a big event, or even a personal deadline you've been working toward. Whatever the situation, 0 hour marks that point of transition, where planning ends and action begins. What makes this phrase so interesting is how it grew from a practical concept into a term we use across all kinds of situations. The idea started in planning systems that relied on precise timing. Imagine you're organizing a big event with multiple teams and schedules. Instead of telling everyone start at 5:30 a.m., planners used a flexible reference point, 0 hour. Once everyone agreed on that moment, every other task could be measured relative to it. 10 minutes before, 2 hours after, and so on. That approach made it easier to coordinate large projects without confusion. It created a shared timeline everyone could follow, no matter where they were or what they were doing. It wasn't about fancy words, it was about clarity. And because 0 represents a starting point, a baseline, it's the perfect word to capture that feeling of something officially beginning. Over time, the phrase escaped technical planning and made its way into everyday language. Journalists used it to describe moments when important events were set to unfold. Writers used it in stories to build suspense. Today, 0 hour has become shorthand for any pivotal moment, the point where there's no turning back. In modern life, you'll hear it used in all sorts of ways. A company might call the launch of a new app 0 hour. A team might say 0 hour is approaching right before a big presentation. Even on a personal level, your own deadlines or major decisions can become your own 0 hour. The meaning is always the same, the moment when preparation ends and action begins. There's something almost psychological about it, too. Saying 0 hour makes a situation feel more intense, more important. It's not just a start time, it's the start. That's why it pops up in dramatic moments in movies, news stories, or even casual conversation. It gives whatever comes next a sense of significance. You'll often hear it paired with the idea of a countdown, and that makes sense. A countdown builds anticipation. 0 hour delivers the action. Together, they create a natural story arc that we all instinctively understand. First the wait, then the moment, then the result. It's a concept that makes time feel tangible, almost cinematic. Another reason the phrase stuck around is its flexibility. Unlike a fixed clock time, 0 hour can work anywhere. It doesn't rely on time zones or calendars. It's a relative marker that can adapt to many different situations, whether you're managing a project, planning an event, or setting a personal goal. Sometimes, 0 hour doesn't just refer to a precise second. It can mean a critical window, a period when something must happen. You might hear someone say, "We're approaching 0 hour," even if the moment hasn't arrived yet. That flexibility is part of what makes the phrase so enduring. It's precise yet adaptable. Different fields have their own ways of describing the same idea. Project managers might call it go live. Engineers talk about launch windows. In computing, there's system initialization. All of these point to the same thing. There's a defined point when something officially starts, but 0 hour stands out because it's short, easy to remember, and full of meaning. Beyond projects and events, 0 hour also reminds us how much our perception of time influences action. Psychologists suggest that giving a moment a specific label, like 0 hour, can make it feel more real, more urgent. That sense of importance can push people to focus, prepare better, and act decisively. Even simple phrases like this can have a subtle but powerful effect on behavior. On a personal level, 0 hour can be deeply motivating. Think about those moments when you finally submit an application, hit send on a creative project, or step into a new opportunity you've been preparing for. Those moments carry weight precisely because of the build-up, the waiting, the preparation, the anticipation. They all converge into one instant, making the achievement feel bigger than it might otherwise seem. 2 words, 0 hour, tell you not just when something starts, but that it matters. That's why it resonates so much. In a world where we're constantly planning, anticipating, and preparing, each of us has our own 0 hours. It could be hitting publish on a video, submitting an important report, or taking a step that changes your life. That moment when effort meets action, that's 0 hour. So the next time you hear someone say 0 hour, remember, it's more than a dramatic phrase. It's a way of marking the moment everything begins, the point where there's no going back, and the instant when preparation becomes reality. A simple phrase, but one that reminds us how meaningful a single moment can be. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.